Hi, folks. Chris Voss here from the ChrisVossShow.com, the ChrisVossShow.com. Hey, we're coming here with another great podcast. We certainly appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks to my audience for being here. We certainly appreciate you. Go to YouTube.com/Chris Voss. Hit that bell notification button. Also, go to Goodreads.com/Chris Voss. Go to all of our accounts and groups all over in the internet. There's multiple ones on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all those different places. You can see all the different things that we do on the Chris Voss Show. If you're watching it live right now, feel free to put in your questions. We'll see if they can get on the show. And there you are. Today we have an amazing guest on the show. His name is Davron Karimov. Davron, do I get that name correctly?
Yeah, that's perfect.
There you go. There you go. Well, welcome to the show, Davron. Give us your plugs. Tell us who you are and where people can find you on the interwebs.
Yeah, so we're funding merchants that they're doing $5,000 and up in revenue, in monthly revenue.
Mm-hmm.
The website is funderhunt.co to apply. Funderhunt.co, not .com, just .co. You can also find my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Davron Karimov. That's my YouTube channel.
There you go. I was looking at your YouTube channel. It looks really cool. You got a lot of great interviews that are over there as well. So give us some more in-depth stuff of what you guys are doing. How long have you guys been doing this business and what got you into it?
You know, combined experience, we have decades worth of experience, but we've been open for approximately 3 years.
Mm-hmm. So about 3 years in business and stuff. And are you? It says on your YouTube, you guys are a business broker. You mentioned you work with merchants. Give us an idea of how your business works and how you can work with people in the audience that might be listening.
Yeah, business loan brokers. So anybody that's an existing business, we can fund them as long as they're doing $5,000 and up in revenue. And our website can help them get those funds pretty quick. Within a matter of a couple of hours.
And so, are you just doing loans? Are you taking an interest in their company? How does the equity thing work?
Yeah, that's the beautiful part. We don't ask you to give up control of your company. You retain full equity. All we're asking you is, you just pay a little bit of interest, but you get the funds that you need real quick.
Mm-hmm. So what's the perfect customer for you guys? Is it someone who's a little cash broke? They're hitting a tight spot with their payroll? What sort of customer is the customer that usually turns to you for help?
Let me explain. So my
Sure.
favorite type of customer is somebody that is always having to purchase some inventory, some equipment. Maybe they just need to pay a couple of bills off. And, but by the end of the month, they could get low on cash. They could have $1,000 left in their bank account at the end of the month, due to IRS bills or whatever the case may be. But they know that they have future receivables coming in. So what we could do is we could purchase a percentage of those receivables.
So do you guys have where I turn over a part of my credit card things to you? So where my credit card things are going to you and paying you back, or how does that work? Or how does it work?
Yeah. Credit cards. That was the original basis of the industry.
Mm-hmm.
But now we moved everything to basically all strictly ACH. So we can just literally look at your bank deposits and your bank receivables, what you're depositing per month in your business checking account, and we could buy a percentage of that.
Oh, wow. I remember the old days when they would do that with companies that wanted a loan. We used to do loans on money, and that was like the way to, you're like, well, we're just going to take your credit card receipts to make sure we get paid back and stuff. So it's good that times have changed, and AHC has changed a lot of it. What makes you guys really unique in the industry, that where you guys stand out in your relationship with clients and what you can offer them?
Well, first of all, I think that we have the best relationships with lenders. I think we could get people approved for way more than they would anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we go to bat for these business owners. We yell at, we will do what it takes. We'll yell at the underwriters, and we just have that relationship just because of a lot of the media and the press that we've been getting. But also we do it much faster than everybody else. If you look at if you go to a competitor, they might, DocuSign applications. But for us, there's no printing, there's no faxing, there's no scanning. All it is it's all on our website, and we've streamlined it so much that you could just answer a couple of questions, 5 to 6 questions, and we'll be in touch with you.
Wow, that's amazing. Is there a minimum loan amount or a maximum loan amount that you guys will do?
I mean, minimum loan amount you're looking at a couple $1,000s, and maximum we could go up to the millions, 2 million and above.
Wow, that's pretty good. And I was reading the article of you from debank.com, which is pretty interesting. 22 years old, MCA broker, went from 10K in debt to collecting 200,000 a year in commissions. You want to tell us a little bit about that story?
Yeah, so I started this back in New York. I started working at a firm in Long Island City, and I was able to close a couple of quick deals. Mm-hmm. The 10K in debt that you were referencing came from college. I knew that school was never a thing for me, but I was pressured to go into college, and 10 minutes into it, I kind of just walked out. But I didn't know that I still had to pay for those classes. So, that was a pretty big bill coming from that. So I found a sales job working in commercial finance. Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, I closed some early deals. I was able to pay back that 10 grand that I owed. And, a buddy of mine who had experience working, creating and building tech startups, he noticed what I was doing, and he suggested that I could do this way better on my own. I could make more money doing it on my own. So he kind of convinced me to leave and do it my own way. I mean, after a breakup with my business partners, I eventually moved to Miami, Florida from New York, and I opened a new office. Right now we got 5 salespeople, and we're on track to do the biggest numbers we've ever done.
That's awesome. So how do people usually get in touch with you? Do they usually need to go to the website to apply, or?
Oh yeah, they could go on the website to apply. They don't even have to talk to anybody. Just put in your information, and we'll be in contact with you relatively quickly. I mean, all our contact information is on the website.
Yeah, it says here you can actually turn a lot of deals that you get from your video platform on YouTube. YouTube's a great place for business. Of course, our videos are still being watched from 12 years ago. We love YouTube, and we still get paid by them, so that's always nice. I think I've told my family if I die, make sure you get in the account with the YouTube money, because they'll be watching videos like yours for the next 12 years, probably 20 years, however long YouTube and Google are around. And so you get a pretty good response off YouTube, huh?
Oh yeah. People are always asking me, I saw you on YouTube. Can you help me with this deal? Or I saw you on YouTube, and I have a business that's doing a little bit of revenue. I could use the cash real quick. Those are my favorite, because it's just they already know me. So. Mm-hmm.
It's when you own your own business, you run into all sorts of issues, especially when you're trying to scale, because usually you're at a point where, okay, we're spinning the wheels right now, and yeah, we're making a couple bucks, but man, if we get some more inventory, maybe if we could work out a new widget, get a new prototype built, some other way, it takes money to make money, essentially. And so being able to tap into loans and stuff, with access to what you can, where I've had times where one time I was like, okay, we need to automate our dialer system. We need to make a dialer, because we had a telemarketing department back in the day. It was still manual dialing, and I'm like, we need to automate this, and it was going to be like 20 grand to get that dialer bought and built for a 50-seater, and it was custom through a friend of mine, so it was pretty cheap. And so we sat and we were like, man, we got to raise 20 grand, and I'm not even sure we'll get this money back. And sure enough, we had some pretty good months. We bought the dialer. We had that dialer paid back within a month or two. of what we of putting the 20 grand, and we have 20 grand back plus. And so a lot of companies, they just need that extra little help, that extra push, some extra cash flow on top of what they're doing, where they're just sometimes chasing their tail, to be able to scale to the next level. Any thoughts or comments you want to make on that?
Yeah, I didn't know you used to have a sales background.
Yeah, I have a huge sales background, over 35 years. I'm a lot like you. I started my first company, I was 18. I was supposed to go to college and bailed out as well. I didn't quite get as far. I scheduled, but then I canceled the scheduling. Started my own companies. I've owned probably 27 different corporations across my life. So I'm pretty familiar with what you guys do and how you do it. And of course, the need for cash when it comes down to it.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I look for profitable relationships. Whatever, like, we're always trying to be creative with what we can offer these merchants. And sometimes I get a good deal, and and it's just like either the merchant doesn't want to take it, but I know it's a good deal in my heart, so I'm just gonna try to still push it. But a lot of my more successful merchants, the ones that I see are doing bigger monthly revenues, are the ones that come back to us, because initially we might give you a starter offer, but then come back to us a couple of times. We're going to give you more capital, as long as you're making your payments and you're increasing your revenue. Why wouldn't we do that?
Yeah. Makes sense. And being able to have access to those lines of credit that you can tap in at those pinch moments, you want to, sometimes you want to hire another person, and you're like, I know we can make more money if we can hire some more salespeople or whatever, but we've got to expand the payroll first, and then the money comes back. And so that's really important to a business. Are there any other features or aspects of your business that you guys offer that kind of make you unique, or maybe some stuff you want to touch on that can entice some of the people listening to the show?
Yeah, exactly. Right now, that's one of my biggest challenges. What you mentioned is hiring and getting those right people, especially in a relaxed area that, like, I'm in Florida. So people tend to be a little bit lazy, but that's okay. That just means we have to go through more people. But I know that eventually, once we get the right ones, they're gonna generate more revenue for us. They're gonna make that profit. And that, like I said, it has to be a profitable relationship. Once it's a profitable relationship for us both, we're just gonna both win.
There you go. And what other sort of I'm trying to think of what other sort of loan things that you guys might do. I mean, it's great that you guys can have a line of credit sort of relationship where people keep coming back, and I suppose there's a trust value there after a while. But as they need more money, as they scale, as their business gets more successful, they can have access to those things, because there's always times, and we own companies for 1 billion years, and there, no matter how successful we were, there was always sometimes a crunch, right? Like, like you said, you send the taxes out for the quarter, and you're just like, oh wow, okay, that really cleaned out the bank account. Or you want to invest in something, or you need to buy a whole round of new copiers for the office or something. There's always some, or something goes out. That's always, something breaks down, or a bunch of computers, your network goes down, and you're like, we gotta go spend some money. So it's really good to have access to these. That was my question for you. Do you guys service all 50 states?
Oh yeah, all 50 states. We will fund you lickety split. I mean, that's what. I'll give you an example. When I was just starting out, I used a lot of my personal credit cards, and that just shot my credit score down. And then when we were looking to expand our office back in New York, the landlord or whoever, did an application, and they basically said, oh, look, if you want this office, you got to give us 5 months up front, which turned out to something like $16,000.
Yeah,
that was close to everything I had at that point. I was willing to give up all of that just to get this office, even though it was a sweet deal. New York real estate, you can't go wrong. I mean, I don't know about that one. I shouldn't say that.
That's quite a lot of money. So what's the website again?
So it's funderhunt.co, funder like what we do, and hunt, and it's .co, not .com.
And the website looks fairly easy to navigate and apply to. It looks like you guys got a good system set up here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, it's super simple. Like you just answer 5 to 8 questions, upload 3 months business bank statements.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be in touch with you. Literally within a couple hours, we can get them funded.
Oh,
Not even
wow.
24 hours. And just make sure you're going on it on a PC. That way you can upload your documents seamlessly.
Now, what if you have like multiple bank accounts? Our problem was we had multiple bank accounts. We're like, how many you want?
I mean, it depends. If each one of those bank accounts are generating revenue and they're making deposits, then we probably want to see or if you're making transfers between each account, we probably want to see all of them.
Yeah.
But mainly where the money goes in. If
Yeah.
it's just one account that's getting deposits, we just want to see that one account in just 3 months.
Yep. Let's see. Now it says here on the drop down for Fund Your Business Today, how much did you make last month? There's a feature for startup and no revenue. Do you guys don't fund that, do you, or anything under 5K, or am I incorrect?
Hey, so as a mentor of mine put it, there has to be something good about the file. Okay, whether it's that you have a really amazing credit score above 700, or you have revenue. One of those two has to be leveraged. So there has to be something good about the file.
And does it matter if you are, there's a lot of at-home self-entrepreneurs working out of their home, doing consultants, speakers. I know a lot of my friends who travel and speak. They're, they work from home basically, but they make good money. They can make, 25 grand speaking per event. Are those people good, or do they need to have is there a minimum FICO score? Is there any sort of minimums that you're looking for, numbers of employees, et cetera, et cetera?
Dude, I mean, we don't care about the number of employees you have. What we're looking for is receivables that you're getting paid on a consistent basis. So you're making multiple deposits a month. You're not just making 1 or 2. And also, as long as it's not a downward trend, we don't see your revenue declining, because that could also be a red flag. And it also depends on, how many gigs you get, what's your industry? Because if we're talking about a trucking company, right? A trucking company that has 2 trucks and, they're making 30, 40 grand a month. If one of those trucks go down, all of a sudden that's half of your revenue until you fix it.
Yeah. We used to own a courier company. That's always fun when the cars go down. Of course, we usually rent them a replacement, but that gets quite expensive because you're paying twice as much usually for that. It looks like some of the services on your website: merchant cash advance, equipment financing, small business loans, collateralized business loans, SBA loans, and business lines of credit. You guys do all that.
Yeah, we have a variety of programs available. When the business owner puts in their application, we try to find out what's best for them. And I'll tell you another thing, Chris. What happened in 2020, something that I really like coming out of 2020, is we actually downsized the amount of lenders we were working with. We shrunk our lender list by probably to 25% of what it used to be, just because a lot of bad funders were put out of business, and now we're going into the people that we really like and the people that really work with us best.
That's awesome. Now I'm looking at your website too. It says get offers from multiple lenders. Can you give us some more details on that?
Yeah, get offers from multiple lenders. I mean, if you go to a lender, well, first of all, I mean, if you go to a bank, don't even get me started about the banks. They're gonna take 3 years of your tax returns. They're gonna ask you for all these documents. I've been to one before. I've been to plenty of banks. When I was searching for capital myself, but it's just such a long process that it takes 3 weeks to even hear back from anything. Yeah, you get offers from multiple lenders, because if you can compare and choose which one is the best one, it's going to work out for you better.
Yeah, and it looks like you guys believe in personal assistant. Do I work with the same agent all the time with your company?
Oh yeah, so we do everything from A to Z. Whoever your funding rep is, they're gonna work on it from the beginning to the end.
Mm-hmm. That's good to have because I've always I'm like, why can't I just get a rep at the bank that I call every time and he knows me? He knows I paid back the loans at the bank. He knows me. They don't have to go through that whole, like you say, the 3-year process and stuff. I own a mortgage company for 20 years. And yeah, I mean, this stuff, we have to ask for a stool sample, blood sample, DNA sample, whether your kids are yours or not. We had to consult with Mari. We had to crawl through everything, go through addict. It's insane what we had to do as a mortgage company. But I know how those banks work, and it's crazy sometimes. So it's cool that they can have a personal assistant where they can just get right to you, get paid in 24 hours. And it also says here, no credits required. I guess if you have good revenue. I mean, I know a lot of people, they kind of wreck their credit building their business, but they have revenue. You can look at their balance sheets and their checking accounts, and every month they have really good revenue, but they kind of took a beat in starting the company. I've seen that happen before with small entrepreneurs that we've consulted with.
Yeah, and I'll say this. I mean, banks are one thing; they were never reliable to begin with. But I mean, especially if your credit score is below 700, you're gonna have a tough time finding anybody that'll give you capital, unless maybe you could get approved for a credit card. I don't know, but what I'll say this, because it's very meta right now, is people going to the SBA. The thing about the SBA is that they can't give you a promise on when you're going to get funded. They just can't, because they're the government. You're going to hold their word against them. So in the meantime, while you're waiting, you could get this cash infusion that everybody needs. Everybody needs capital. No matter who you are, you could always use capital at one point or another. And you could use that towards inventory, marketing, expansion, payroll, or hiring, literally any business need. And we won't tell you what you could use the capital on. Like these stimulus these loan programs from the SBA right now, they're telling people what they can and can't use the money on. We don't do that. You can literally go to Vegas and bet it all on black for all we care.
That might be interesting. That might be an interesting way to go. I've had some friends try and do that because I lived in Vegas for a lot of years before coronavirus. I'm probably going back there, but yeah, it was crazy. Some of the stuff that I would see. I would have people. We owned or I oversaw some rental properties in Vegas, and you'd have people that were like foreigners short on their rent, and so they would decide to go bet on the Raiders or something, and then they would have nothing for the rent. And I'd be like, wow, okay. So, but it's interesting. They have that flexibility where they can go do what they want, and you're going to get your money back one way or another. What have we touched on about your business that we can tease out and entice people to give you guys a call up or go on your website and get to know more about you guys?
I'm not sure. I mean,
we got it all.
That's it. Like literally, if you need cash, what we want to do is we want to be a capital source for when that need does come up, and we're there. We're always available.
Cool. That's awesome. That's awesome sauce. So Davron, give us your plugs, your .com, so people can take and reach out to you and get to know you guys better.
Yeah. So the website is funderhunt.co, funderhunt.co, not .com. And you could also go, I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I'm trying to put more things on there. So, I mean, if that's okay with you, Chris, I'll say my YouTube channel.
Yes, please do.
It's youtube.com/Davron Karimov, my name, Davron Karimov, youtube.com.
Okay. And we'll have a link to the website on the Chris Voss Show. You guys can find it there. Davron, it's been wonderful to have you on. Thank you very much for coming on and spend some time to enlighten us and educate us.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And to my audience, thanks for tuning in. Go to youtube.com/Chris Voss. You can go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss. Go to all of our accounts on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and all that good stuff. We certainly appreciate it. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Stay safe, and we'll see you guys next time.